All right, here we go to game two. Basler, Gobeck, and Mervosh to lead things off. Weighty on the mound. And there's a hit by pitch is Basler. Hit down low on the foot. He's going to walk that off. I really hate it when I do my due diligence and it still comes back to bite me. I've been calling the catcher Moose for the entire time because that's the information I got on Thursday. And now one of the players in the box, and I like getting those right, he's Lemus. And I apologize for having that wrong 3 games, but I'm glad it'll be right during this game. So that misses up high. Goldbeck is the number 2 hitter in this game. He was 4 for 4 with a couple of singles, a double, and a solo home run in the first game. There's a strike outside half of the plate. Tatum Weighty from Sand Springs, Oklahoma. Tall lefty on the mound. 0-1 is his record, 8.44 ERA. In tight on the grass is Vieira at third. Basler at first. There's a ball headed deep down the right field line. Deep enough to be out of here, but not between the poles. So Goldbeck coming with base hits, doubles, and home runs in the first game. 1-2 the count on him from that pitch there. Going to be a throw to first, and he's out at first. So Tatum with the pickoff of Basler over at first. He races that hit by a pitch. So 1-2 the count on Goldbeck. There's a ball slapped into left field. It's going to be a long run, and that's going to be a base hit. So a 2-strike swing, just putting the ball in play, and Goldbeck has a base hit. So that's going to bring up Jackson Mervosh. Mervosh hit into a double play, walked, had a sac bunt, and then a very nice play on a ball that came up on the second baseman, Floyd, to get him at first. There's a strike called outside corner at the knees. 0-1 the count on the third baseman, Jackson Mervosh. Comes the 0-1, throw to first, back in safely is Goldbeck. Comes the 0-1. That's down low. Changes behind Weighty in the outfield. Cabrera, Taylor, and Flores left to right across the outfield. Vieira, Goodshield, Floyd, and Mack, same as the first game. So the only real change is Cabrera and Taylor are left and center field, respectively. Taylor, I believe, pitched the first game there for Finley. Bunch was in center field, and Taylor back out there now after pitching the first game. 1-2 the count. Back to first, another throw over there. One out, one on. Mervosh at the plate. It's outside. Lemus behind the plate had a notion to throw down to first, decided better. 2-2 the count on Mervosh. Strike 3 called, catches the inside corner. So that's going to bring up Woida. Woida was 1 for 4 in the first game with a 2 RBI single. He steps in with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Over to first, nothing going on this time over there. Tatum Wadey with that left-hander move over to first. That's down low. A little bit unusual is Wadey is that he is clear over on the third base side. A lot of times that lefty will want to be on the first base side to be closer to first base. He relies on his move rather than the distance. That's high and inside. So 2-1 the count on Jace Woida. There's a strike call, catches the outside corner. Two and one the count. Strike on the outside corner. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the first inning action. Blue Devils won the first game today, 5-1. There's a ball almost hits the pitcher from Lemus. So 3-2 the count, the stolen base by Goldbeck. Comes the 3-2. That's ball 4. Pretty good looking pitch right there, but does not have much of a top to the strike zone. So now runners at first and second base with 2 outs. So wondering if the visit out here has to do with how he feels about his health or if Coach had logistics in mind. But nonetheless, the Blue Devils have runners at first and second with 2 outs. Tatum Wadey from Sand Springs, Oklahoma on the mound. That'll bring up Brady Patterson, the designated hitter. Patterson was 0 for 2 in the first game with a walk and a fly out and a strikeout. He'll step in to face Wadey for the first time. It's a fly ball to deep center field. Going back is the center fielder, and that is a 3-run home run by Brady Patterson. Dead center for the 3-run dinger, and the Blue Devils take a 3-0 lead. And we're going to get a pitching change right now. We will see what that change is. Blue Devils leading 3-0. I'll be back. All right, pitching change has been made. Seth Wright from Collinsville, Missouri comes in. He has an 0-2 record and 11.81 ERA from Collinsville, Missouri. Santiago switches over to the left side, and he launches one deep and likely. That is going to be out of here for the first pitch. Santiago launches that for back-to-back home runs by Patterson and Santiago. And Santiago, the switch hitter, moves over to the left-handed side and drives one out of here to put the Blue Devils up 4-0. That'll bring up Marcus Dirks. Dirks, the right fielder. Dirks had a base hit and a ground out and a called out on strikes in the first game. His base hit was for an RBI. First pitch to him is a strike. Squares to bunt, pulls it back, takes a ball. 1-1 the count. On the right fielder, Marcus Dirks. You will see Marcus square to bunt almost any time. No outs, 2 outs, runners on, nobody on. And that ball's a little bit up. 2-1 the count on Marcus Dirks. Swing and a miss of that breaking ball by Seth Wright. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Foul ball backing out of play. So Dirks earns another pitch. We'll do the 2-2 again. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's outside for ball 3. 3-2 the count. Foul ball out of play. We'll do it again. 7 pitch at bat thus far. 8th pitch to come. And strike 3 called. So the Blue Devils get 4 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. They lead 4-0. I'll be back. All right, Blue Devils put up 4 in the top half of the first. Mack, Floyd, and Goodshield scheduled up for them here in the bottom of the first. On the mound, Caleb Deere. He has a 0.00 ERA. He has only pitched 1 inning. He's from Overland Park, Kansas. Jared Mack will lead things off here for the Cardinals. There's a strike right through there. Mack was 0 for 2 in the first game. Was hit by a pitch and had a couple of ground outs, one on a bunt. That's way high and outside. So 1-1 the count on the first baseman, Jared Mack. Swing and a miss of that heater. Caleb Deere, left-hander on the mound, a tall lefty. Jared Mack at the plate, and that's up high. So 2-2 the count on Mack. Swing and a miss. Gets the fastball by him for the first out of the game. That's going to bring up Brendan Floyd, the second baseman. Floyd was 1 for 3 in the first game, had a double, a pop out, and a fly out, actually, and a ground out. He's up there with 1 out and nobody on. That's outside for ball 1. Floyd's the second baseman. 1-0 the count on him. That's up high for ball 2. There's a strike outside half of the plate at the knees. 2-1 the count. Bottom of the first inning action, second game of the day. Blue Devils took the first game 5-1. There's a check swing where he couldn't help it, so now it's 2-2. Blue Devils took the first 2 games of the series on Thursday at KCK. So this game is for the sweep. There's a high pop-up on the infield. Wood is going to come in and take care of that. He hustled right in, said, I'll take care of that. Caleb Stay as a pitcher, and that's taken care of by Woida. That's going to bring up Noah Goodshield. Goodshield was 0 for 3, a couple of ground outs and a strikeout in the first game. That's outside for ball 1, 1-0 the count on Goodshield. There's a strike. Heater on the inside corner. 1-1 the count. It's outside. 2-1 the count. That misses inside. The defense is the same behind him, Nolan. The fourth, Kern and Dirks across the outfield. Mervosh, Golbeck, Basler, Woida, with the exception Santiago behind the plate. There's a foul ball over into the dugout of the Cardinals. Had some of them scattering. So Santiago and Patterson change places, and Patterson DHs and Santiago goes behind the plate. It was the opposite of that in the first game. And the strikeout. So a couple of strikeouts and a pop-up on the infield. Blue Devils lead 4-0. We go to the top of the second. I'll be back. Top of the second inning we go. Nolan the fourth, Kern and Basler scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Nolan the fourth was 0 for 3 in the first game. A pop out, a ground out, fielder's choice, and a ground out. There's a strike on the outside corner. Nolan, Kern, then back to the top of the order, and Basler. Just misses a little bit outside, dang close to that first pitch. 1-1 the count. There's a strike at the knees on the outside corner. Way outside. 2-2 the count. Breaking ball gets back toward the zone, fouled away by Nolan the fourth. Second inning action here. Second inning action, 9-inning scheduled game of the second game of the day. There's another ball foul down the right field line. But out of play. We'll do the 2-2 again. Foul ball back and over the top of us. So 2-2 is the count. Eighth pitch about to be unleashed by the lefty right. And a swing and a miss of that pitch. So Nolan the first down, or the fourth, down on strikes for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Brady Kern. Kern was 1 for 3 in the first game. Was called out on strikes, had a ground out, and a base hit. He's up there with 1 out and nobody on to face Seth Wright. Outside ball 1. Breaking ball gets back to the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And he started to pull the trigger on that one, did the umpire, but went ahead and swept inside from that lefty. 2-1 the count. Stays outside, so 3-1 the count. On Brady Kern, the center fielder for the Blue Devils. So the ball headed into the gap in right center. It's going to be a 1-out base hit by Brady Kern. So back to the top of the order in Peyton Basler. Basler will step in with the runner at first base and 1 out. Basler is from Lansing, Kansas. Squares to bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike. 0-1 the count on the second baseman, Peyton Basler. Breaking ball fouled away over the first base dugout. 0-2 the count. Basler was hit by a pitch and then promptly picked off a couple pitches later. That's up high. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss of that pitch. So a strikeout, a base hit, a strikeout, and here we are. Garrett Goldbeck Goldback had a base hit in the first inning of this one, so he has 5 hits in a row, a couple of singles, a double, and a home run. He's from Kansas City, Kansas. There's a breaking ball that's tough to hit right there. Starts out coming at you, breaks back across the plate for a strike called. Strike 2 called. That one appeared to be a little inside, but 0-2 the count on Gary Goldback. Runner goes, and Goldback is hit on the backside with that curveball. So from 0-2 to head down to first because of a hit by a pitch, that's going to bring up Mervosh. Mervosh is from Lenexa, Kansas. He'll step in with 2 outs and runners at first and second base. There's a strike on the outside corner. Kern at second, Goldback at first. Mervosh at the plate. He was called out on strikes his first time up. Going to have to figure out something to do with that bee that's flying around in front of the camera here. There, they made it out of the press box. 1-1 the count. Foul ball, that's going to be out of play. 1-2 the count. Mervosh, the third baseman for the Blue Devils. Another foul ball backing out of play. So 1-2 is the count. But the 6th pitch of the at-bat is about to be thrown by Seth Wright. Runners go, and he fouls it back again. So 3 1-2 counts have been fouled away. So the 7th pitch of the bat about to be thrown. One ball, 2 strikes. Had a ball out on the field in right field from the bullpen area. And there's a wild pitch. Is going to let the runners move up. Not much chance for Lemus to block that one. So Kern moves over to third, and Goldback moves to second base. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on here in the second inning. And just gets a piece of that. Just enough of it to stay alive. Comes the 2-2. Another foul ball down the right field line. 9 pitch at bat thus far. So we had 3 foul balls with it being 1-2. And now another one with it being 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Mervosh at the plate, pitch number 9. Henceforth, there's a ball headed into left field, going to be in the corner. And that's going to be a 2 RBI base hit for Mervosh. The Blue Devils go up 6-0. That'll bring up Woida. Woida walked his first time up. Woida is from Lincoln, Nebraska. He'll step in with 2 outs and a runner at first base after that. 2 out, 2 RBI base hit by Mervosh. There's a strike called. 0-1 the count on Jace Woida. A little bit low. 1-1 the count. Going to first. He's got him picked off, and he is out at second base. So the Blue Devils get 2 runs on 2 hits. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Blue Devils leading 6-0. All right, to the bottom half of the second inning we go. Blue Devils leading 6-0. Edwards, Flores, and Taylor scheduled up for the Cardinals. In the dirt for ball 1. Edwards, the designated hitter, he was 1 for 3 in the first game. Reached on an error, grounded out, and had a base hit. That's inside. 2-0 the count. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. 2-1 the count now on the designated hitter, Quentin Edwards. It's outside. 3-1 the count now. Swinging a foul tip into the glove of Santiago. So 3-2 the count on Quentin Edwards. Just a little bit low. Base on balls issued to lead off the inning to Edwards. That's going to bring up Javier Flores. Flores was out on 3 fly balls, once to left, once to center, and once down the right field line. He'll step in with a runner at first base and nobody out. Snap throw over to first. Woida with a little tag swing, but come up empty. Flores, the right fielder, That's up high. 1-0 the count. There's a strike right through there, inside half of the plate at the knees. Comes the 1-1. Stays inside. 2-1 the count. It's a ground ball that gets into right field. So Flores with the base hit. That's going to bring up Connor Taylor. Taylor, the center fielder. Taylor was the pitcher in the first game, so did not bat in the first game. Taylor starts the day batting .333 in the games that he has hit. So he'll be up there with runners at first and second and nobody out. There's a strike called, catches the outside corner. Won the count. There's strike two called right at the belt down the middle. Edwards at second, Flores at first, Taylor at the plate. That's up a little bit high. 1-2 the count now. The ball headed into right center. It's going to be a base hit, going to hold the runner at third. So the bases will be loaded with nobody out. That's going to bring up Lemus. Lemus was 0 for 3 in the first game with a couple of ground outs and a pop out. He'll step in with the bases loaded and nobody out. Lemus the catcher. Swinging a miss of that heater. There's a ball headed down the right field line. See if it's going to stay fair. And it does not. Had the distance for a home run just barely. Right field comes in a little bit, as does the KCK's outfield. 0-2 the count on Lemus. That's up high. 1-2 the count now on that catcher Lemus. Edwin Lemus. Edwards at third, Flores at second, Taylor at first. That's down low. 2-2 the count. Blue Devils leading 6-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Second game is a 9-inning scheduled game. Time is asked for and granted. There's a ball headed into the gap in right center. That'll score at least 2. There's 1. And 2, and 3 on the way, and going to be out at home. So the runner at first, which was Taylor, is out at home. So the double by Lemus plates 2 RBI. Coach is going to come ask about the blocking of the plate, and I do not believe there was. So 2 runs in. That's the first 2 runs of the game for the Cardinals. So 6-2 now the lead, and that is going to bring up Juan Cabrera. Cabrera is playing left field in this one. Cabrera was not in the first game. Cabrera starts the day batting .278. Swinging a miss of that fastball. So a base on balls, a couple of back-to-back hits by Flores and Taylor, and Lemus hits a double. And 2 of the 3 loaded bases score. One of them's thrown out at home. That's outside. He was out at home, correct? Got it out on the scoreboard. There's a ground ball at Basler. Basler's up with that and over to Woida for the out. So Cabrera moves the runner to third base. And that's going to bring up Vieira. Vieira was 0 for 3 in the first game, had a couple of ground outs and a fly out down the line in right field. He'll step in with 2 outs now. 2 runs in, though. Lemus over at third. Breaking ball stays up high. Gabriel Vieira, the third baseman for the Cardinals. He's at the plate. So ball backhanded by Mervosh and over to Woida. So Mervosh with the long throw for the 5-3 ground out. The Cardinals get 2 runs on 3 hits. We go to the top of the third inning. Blue Devils leading 6-2. I'll be back. Top of the third inning we go. Woida, Patterson, Santiago scheduled up to face right. Wojda is from Lincoln, Nebraska. That ball's way back behind him. He reached on a base on balls his first time up. 1-0 the count on him. That's up high. Little chin music there. 2-0 the count. Blue Devils leading 6-2, top of the third inning action. 9-inning scheduled game. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. Blue Devils won the first game 5-1. They won the first two on Thursday at KCK. Here comes the 2-1. That's a hit by pitch. And that's going to bring up Brady Patterson, the designated hitter. Patterson with the home run, his first time up. Patterson is from Auburn, Kansas. He'll step in with a runner at first base and nobody out as Wojda led off the top of the third and was hit by a pitch. Blue Devils 6 runs on 5 hits. Cardinals 2 runs on 3 hits. Top of the third inning action. Runner at first, nobody out. Seth right on the mound, way outside. First pitch to Patterson, 1-0. Patterson's home run was a 3-run home run. There's a line drive headed for left field, and that was caught by Vieira. So the Vieira takes a base hit away from Patterson. It's going to bring up front Frankie Santiago. He followed Patterson's home run up with a solo shot of his own. Santiago is from Calle, Puerto Rico. It's a toss over to first. Wojda back in safely. Low and outside. That's a ball. 2-0 the count. So ball headed right at the shortstop, and Wojda is hit by the throw coming over to first. We'll see if they try and indicate that he ran into that on purpose, but that's a line drive that Santiago hit, and Goodshield took care of it. I thought there might be some question as he looked back that he made the ball hit him on purpose, but I guess not. Marcus Dirks, he was called out on strikes his first time up. Dirks is from Kansas City, Kansas. He takes ball 1-0 the count. So a hit by pitch and then a couple of line drives to the left side. There's a strike right through there. One to Vieira and one to Goodshield. 1-1 the count now on Dirks. Strike called. Breaking ball comes across and catches the inside corner. So ball headed to center field. Taylor takes care of that. So a hit by pitch and then 3 well-hit balls, hard-hit balls, and the Blue Devils go to the bottom half of the third inning, leading 6-2. I'll be back. All right, pitching change has been made. Donovan Johnson, he has a 2-0 record, 7.58 ERA. He's from Merriam, Kansas. Back to the top of the order in Jared Mack, Floyd, and Goodshield scheduled up. Mack is from Houston, Texas. He takes ball one. He struck out to lead off the game in this one. Facing Donovan Johnson for the first time. That's down low. Two and 0 the count. Donovan Johnson wanted a different baseball. The umpire obliged. There's a strike-breaking ball. Ruled outside. 3-0 the count. Not sure where that was. That looked like a pretty good pitch there. I'll looking over to the guys beside, and they're shaking their head. Yeah, they thought it was a pretty good-looking pitch. There's a strike called. It could be that he asked for another ball the way that he did. Could be why he doesn't get that close call. 3-1 the count. There's ball 4. So a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the third for Jared Mack. That's going to bring up Brendan Floyd. Floyd will step in with a runner at first base and nobody else. Floyd is from Owasso, Oklahoma. He popped out to the first baseman in behind pitcher's mound his first time up. That misses outside, 1-0 the count. Bottom of the third inning action, Blue Devils leading 6-2. Going for the sweep here in this game. There's a strike called. 1-1 the count. There's a strike called outside corner. So 1-2 the count. Donovan Johnson on in relief of Caleb Deere. Deere went the first two. Don't know if he was being used as an opener to go one time through the lineup or 2 innings. There's a throw over to first, but that's how it works out, is that Johnson takes over here in the bottom of the third. 1-2 the count. It's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brandon Floyd, the second baseman, at the plate. It's a ground ball. Basler's going to be up with that and over to Woida for the 4-3 ground out. That's going to bring up Noah Goodshield, the shortstop. He struck out his first time up. He is from Rogers, Arkansas. He'll step in now with 1 out and a runner at second base. Goodshield at the plate. Squares to bunt, takes a strike. Owen won the count on Noah Goodshield. There's a ball headed to center field, and Goldbeck cuts that off for the line out. Shallow center field. That's going to bring up Quentin Edwards now with 2 outs, runner at second base. That misses for a ball. Edwards is from Rogers, Arkansas. 1-0 the count on him. That misses outside, so 2-0 the count. Jared Mack with the leadoff walk. He's at second base. He moved up on Floyd's ground ball. Swing and a miss of that. Fastball on the inside part of the plate. 2-1 the count. Bottom of the third inning action in this one. 9 innings scheduled game. Strike called. That ball looked pretty wide to me on that one for sure. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Down a little bit low. So 3-2 the count. Comes the stretch from Johnson in the pitch. Breaking ball. Swinging, coming up empty. So no runs on no hits. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Blue Devils leading 6-2. I'll be back. Thanks for watching. All right, to the top of the 4th inning we go. Get a little bookwork done here. Change the inning to 4. There's a ball high and outside. Freddie Nolan the 4th. Kern and Basler scheduled up. Freddie Nolan the 4th is from Fort Worth, Texas. I almost Dallased that. Fort Worth, Texas. 1-1 the count on him. He struck out his first time up. Comes the wind and the 1-1. That's down a little bit low. 2-1 the count. On the left fielder, Freddie Nolan the 4th. There's a ground ball hit at the shortstop, Good Shield. He's up with it and over to Mack for the 6-3 ground out. That's going to bring up Brady Kern. He had a base hit his first time up. Kern is from Lawrence, Kansas. He'll step in with 1 out and nobody on here in the top of the 4th. There's a strike called. Cabrera, Taylor, Flores left to right across the outfield. Vieira, Good Shield, Floyd, and Mack across the infield with Lemus behind the plate and Wright on in relief of Wadey. There's a foul ball, so quickly 0-2 the count on Kern. Strike 3 called. Looked low, looked inside, but nonetheless called a strike. So Kern goes down looking. That's going to bring up Basler, the second baseman. For those of you that have been watching the broadcasts over the year, Basler and Golbeck have been alternating as leadoff many of the games since we started conference play. That's way outside for ball 1. Basler's been hit by a pitch and struck out in this one. Two and 0 the count now. It's a high fly ball to left field. And that's going to be out of here by Basler for the home run. So Basler makes it a 7-2 game. Basler touches them all and puts the Blue Devils up one more. Going to bring up Golbeck. He takes the first pitch and hits it into center field. And coming on hard is Taylor. Taylor was deep. And that's going to be a base hit that falls in front of Taylor. Sorry. Sorry about that. 1 run in, base hit by Golbeck. Now Mervosh steps in. Mervosh takes strike 1. Mervosh has been called out on strikes. Had a 2 RBI base hit. In the second, there's a base hit ripped into left field. So Mervosh promptly drives that one into left. Now there's runners at first and second with 2 outs. Wright gets a ground out and a punch out and then gives up a home run, a base hit, and a base hit. Boyd is going to step in. He's reached on a base on balls and been hit by a pitch. Took a wide cut at that. It's one of those, once in a while you get tired as a dang good hitter of walking and being hit. That's down low, so you just want to take a rip at anything close. 1-1 the count on Wida. Wida, the first baseman. There's a strike, catches the inside corner. Breaking ball starts out coming at you, then breaks across the inside part of the plate. Tough pitch to hit. There's a ball headed into left field, and that is going to be caught by the shortstop, Goodshield. Goodshield with a great play out into left. If he doesn't make that play, it's a hit. So a nice play by him. We go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Blue Devils leading 7-2. All right, to the bottom half of the fourth we go. Flores, Taylor, and Lemus scheduled. Flores had a base hit his first time up. He will step in to lead things off here in the bottom of the fourth for the Cardinals. Flores is from Caguas, Puerto Rico, and that is a strike called outside half of the plate at the knees. Blue Devils with a 7-2 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. The ball headed into deep left field. On the run is the left fielder Nolan, the fourth, and he almost overruns it and has to reach back to make the play, but does. So that's going to bring up the center fielder, Connor Taylor. Taylor will step in. He had a base hit his last time up. He's from Bentonville, Arkansas. There's a strike called. Comes the 0-1. Breaking ball way outside. One ball, one strike, one out. It's a foul ball. Ball headed for the other field and then off of the telephone pole and back onto the field. 1-2 the count. Johnson back for his second inning of work. That ball's outside. 2-2 the count. There's a little number out in front. Charging is Mervosh and makes a nice play over to Wida for the 5-3 ground out, second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the catcher, Edwin Lemus. Lemus will step in with 2 outs and nobody on. He is from Cartagena, Colombia. He'll step in with 2 outs to face Donovan Johnson. Foul ball. Lemus had a 2 RBI double his last time up. Only 2 runs on the board, accounted for by the catcher, Edwin Lemus. Catches the outside corner of strike 2. So 0-2 the count on the catcher, Lemus. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So 3 up, 3 down. We go to the top of the 5th. Blue Devils leading 7-2. All right, to the top of the 5th we go. Patterson, Santiago, and Dirk scheduled up. High chopper to third base. Vieira's up with that. And a throw over to first for the 5-3 ground out. It's going to bring up Frankie Santiago. Santiago has a home run in the 1st and a line drive to the shortstop in the 3rd. He'll step in with 1 out and nobody on. Strike called outside corner. Foul ball headed over to the other field. Quickly 0-2 the count on the catcher of the 2nd game, Frankie Santiago. That's up high. It's a ground ball hit at the shortstop, Goodshield. He's up with it and going to be safe at first base. The throw from Goodshield was up high when Mack tried to make the tag. He's holding his shoulder and hustling across the field, as you could see. Don't know if there's a finger out of place or if the shoulder or what, but that's going to be an error, I'm guessing, on Goodshield at third. We'll see what goes up on the scoreboard. Did you guys already put a hit or an error? Going to when you do it. That's fine. Thank you. So an error put on it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I thought you may have put the other up, but I wouldn't have thought so. So that's going to be an error, and unfortunately that error kind of puts Mac in harm's way when he tries to make the tag of a guy that's coming by. So we'll see if he's able to stay in the game or not. So Santiago is going to reach on an error. So top of the fifth inning action, Blue Devils are leading 7-2. We're just about to approach halfway on this second game. Blue Devils took the first one 5-1. Wadey started this game. Seth Wright came in for him after 2/3 of an inning. Wright is from Collinsville, Missouri. So Wright is going to throw a few pitches here to stay warm. See what they end up doing with Mac at first base, see if he's able to stay. Jared Mack, the first baseman. Hope he's going to be okay after trying to make that tag. We'll take a break. We'll be back when play resumes. All right, so Mac is going to stay in. That's going to bring up Dirks. Dirks takes a strike. Dirks has been called out on strikes and been out on a fly ball to Taylor in center field. That misses a little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. There's a ball headed deep to right. And it's going to be out. So Dirks with a 2-run home run to right field. So Blue Devils 2 more. That makes it 9-2. So the Blue Devils with the 4th home run of this game. They had, I believe, 2 in the first game. That's going to bring up Freddie Nolan, the 4th. That's high and outside. Wida had a home run in the first game. And Goldbeck had a home run in the first game. So 2-0 the count on Freddie Nolan, the 4th. He's struck out and grounded out so far in this one. There's a ball sweeps across the inside, so 3-0 the count. Patterson and Santiago with home runs in the first. Home runs in the 4th and 5th, one by Basler in the 4th and one by Dirks here in the 5th. 3-1 the count on Freddie Nolan, the 4th. Strike called. So 3-2 the count on the left fielder, Nolan, the 4th. That's outside ball 4. That's going to bring up Brady Kern. Kern has had a base hit and called out on strikes. That's up high for ball one. Kern, the center fielder. Way outside. 2-0 the count. Two balls and no strikes. Runner at first, 1 out. That's way up high by Seth Wright. 3-0 the count now. It's up high for ball 4. So back to the top of the order. Basler's been hit by a pitch, struck out, and had a solo home run. We're going to get a change of pitchers. We're going to take a break. Blue Devils lead 9-2 as they bat here in the top of the 5th. I'll be back. All right, Peyton Basler will step in. He's been hit by a pitch, struck out, and has a solo home run in the 4th, his last at bat. He's up there with runners at first and second, 1 out. There's a strike. New pitcher for the Labette Cardinals, Greg Hughes from Hays, Kansas, comes in. Righty on the mound for the Cardinals. Where in the world did that pitch miss right there? Little out. From over here, it looked like it right down the middle. Little out, the guys say. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. There's a ball headed deep to right field, and that's going to be out of here for the 3-run home run by Basler, and Basler has back-to-back home runs. That one to center field for 3 RBI, and the Blue Devils lead 12-2 with 1 swing of the bat by Basler. So that'll bring up Goldbeck. Goldbeck is 2 for 2 in this second game, has a couple of hits and hit by a pitch. And that ball hit him on the backside. So that'll bring up Mervosh. Mervosh has been called out on strikes and then followed that up with a couple of base hits. And one of those base hits was for 2 RBI. He's up there with 1 out and 1 on. It's outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count on the shortstop, Gary Goldbeck. Way outside. Two balls and no strikes on Mervosh. There's a strike right through there. That's in the dirt. Blocked by Lemus. 3-1 the count. Comes the 3-1 and a swing and a miss. Foul ball. 3-2. Blue Devils have a home game on Tuesday against Metropolitan Community College. Then the series next weekend is down to Arc City, I believe. Cali Community College. Mervosh with the base on balls. That's going to bring up Woida. Woida's the number 9 hitter to come to the plate this inning. That's up high for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Thursday, the doubleheader at Arc City, and then on Saturday back up to KCK. That's going to be long and foul. Top of the 5th inning action, 12-2 lead by the Blue Devils. Witt has been walked, hit by a pitch. Going to foul that one out of play. Then he popped out to the shortstop on a really great play out in left field. Everybody was playing deep, and Goodshield goes out and gets a ball in shallow left field for the out. 1-2 the count. That's up high. 2-2 the count now. Blue Devils 12 runs on 10 hits. Labette Cardinals 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. Way up high. So 3-2 the count now. The 1 error that they had was almost detrimental to Mack being able to stay in the game. Jared Mack trying to make the tag, hurt the arm. There's a high fly ball into shallow right field. Going out to take care of that, and then gives way to the right fielder, Flores, as he calls Floyd off for the out. So that's going to bring up Patterson. Patterson comes in Patterson comes in to hit here his second time in the inning. He's had a home run, a line drive on a nice play by the third baseman Vieira to take away a hit, and then he reached on an error. 2 outs. That's up just a bit. Lemus has to check that on the check swing rule. The ball 1-0 the count. There's a strike at the belt right down the middle. Greg Hughes from Hays, Kansas on in relief for the Cardinals. That's way outside. So 2-1 the count on the designated hitter, Brady Patterson. Patterson caught the first game. Santiago caught the second game. They both hit DH in the opposite games for each other. There's a wild pitch. It's going to let the runners move up. There's a strike called. So 3-2 the count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Brady Patterson. Swing and a miss of that pitch. So the Blue Devils plate 5 on 1, 2 on the 2 home runs. Blue Devils lead 12-2. We go to the bottom of the 5th. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Blue Devils lead 12-2. Johnson back for another inning of work. Cabrera, Vieira, and Mack scheduled up. There's a swing and a miss by Cabrera. Cabrera is from Rio Grande, Puerto Rico. 0-1 the count on him. There's a ground ball headed at the shortstop. Goldbeck kind of hopped up on him. He went ahead and stayed with it and over to Woida for the 6-3 ground out. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Gabriel Vieira. Vieira will step in with 1 out and nobody on. Vieira is from Toa Alta, Puerto Rico. There's low and outside for ball 1. He's grounded out to Mervosh at third. His first time up in this one. 1-0 the count. 1 out. That's a little bit high. 2-0 the count. There's a strike inside half of the plate at the knees. 2-1 the count now. Vieira, the third baseman, Gabriel Vieira. There's a strike at the belt inside half. In the dirt all the way back to the screen was that one. 3-2 the count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, in and out. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So a ground out and a strikeout. We go back to the top of the order. It's good to see Jared Mack be able to come back to the plate after trying to make that tag and hurt his arm for a bit anyway. Oh, I take that back. This is a pinch hitter here. Will Jerry Santiago at the plate. Santiago is from Santa Isabel, Puerto Rico. 2-0 the count on him. Is a foul back and out of play. He starts the day batting .314. He is tied for the lead in home runs with Nick Dunn for Labette. Tied for third for RBI. There's a base hit into right field by Santiago. That'll bring up Floyd. Floyd will step in with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Brandon Floyd is the second baseman. He's popped out to the first baseman in the middle of the diamond and grounded out to Basler at second. 2 outs, runner at first base. Bottom of the 5th inning action. Blue Devils leading 12-2. That ball stays up high. Want to know the count on the second baseman, Floyd. Foul ball backing out of play, so 1-1 the count. Comes the 1-1. Breaking ball. Called a strike. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So no runs on 1 hit. Pinch hit, base hit by Santiago. Blue Devils go with a lead at 12-2 to the top of the 6th. I'll be back. All right, to the top of the 6th inning we go. Santiago, Dirks, and Nolan the 4th scheduled up. Fouled that out of play, 0-1 the count. Santiago has a home run and a line drive and reached on an error. 0-1 the count. Hughes back for another inning of work. That misses inside. 1-1 the count. Blue Devils lead 12-2 here in the top of the 6th. One and one the count. 2-1 the count. Santiago in tight on the plate. That misses low. 3 balls and a strike to Santiago. It's a high fly ball to right field. Is that going to get out of here? And yes, it is. So Santiago with 2 home runs in this game, both solo, but 1 left-handed and 1 right-handed for Santiago. So the Blue Devils lead 13-2. That'll bring up Marcus Dirks. Dirks has been called out on strikes, out on a fly, and had a 2-run home run himself. That ball missed a little bit inside. That's a pretty good-looking pitch right there. 1-0 the count. That inside, guys, my angle makes it to where those are just a little bit off from where the guys are right back behind things. There's a strike called right down the middle. 1-1 the count. Breaking ball stays up high. 9-inning scheduled game. Blue Devils leading 13-2 here in the top of the 6th. Inside and in the dirt. 3-1 the count. On the right fielder, Marcus Dirks. Fly ball over to the left-hand side. Going over to take care of that is the third baseman, Vieira, for the first out of the inning. Going to have a pinch hitter here. For the Blue Devils, Levi Martin. He's from Olathe, Kansas. Strike first pitch to him. Martin starts the day batting .414. That misses for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1 run in the inning. There's a breaking ball right through there for a strike. 1-2 the count. Comes the 1-2 and strike 3 called. Breaking ball froze him. It's a second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Brady Kern. Kern's had a base hit, a punch out, and a base on balls. He'll be up there with 2 outs and nobody on. Breaking ball stays outside. It's high and outside for ball 2, 2-0 the count. That's outside and low. So 3-0 the count. It's a little bit low for ball 4. So back to the top of the order and Basler. Blue Devils with 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 5 in the fifth, 1 so far here in the sixth. The Cardinals with 2 in the second, 13-2 the score. Runner at first, 2 outs. There's a strike called. Basler at the plate. He's been hit by a pitch, struck out, and then had back-to-back home runs. 1 solo and 1 a 3-run homer. That's outside. 1-1 the count. 2-out walk issued to Kern. He's at first. There's a strike, catches the outside corner at the knees. So 1-2 the count. On the second baseman, Peyton Basler. Way up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It's a ground ball headed into right field and headed over to third is Kern. So it'll be runners at the corners after the base hit by Basler. It's going to bring up Goldbeck. Goldbeck has been hit by a pitch twice and had 2 base hits. So 2 for 2 on the day in this second game. He was 4 for 4 in the first game and hit by a pitch is Goldbeck. So he has 2 base hits and he's been hit by a pitch 3 times in this one. We're going to get a visit to the mound. Going to get a pitching change. We'll get that information. We'll be back. Blue Devils leading 13-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. I'll be back. All right, pitching change has been made. Jaden Thornton from Collinsville, Oklahoma. His record is 1-0 with a 9.35 ERA. Jackson Mervosh will step in to face him with the bases loaded and 2 outs. That's outside for ball 1. Kern at third, Basler at second, Golbeck at first, Mervosh at the plate. The high fly ball to right field. Flores will take care of that. So the fly out by Mervosh for the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Blue Devils leading 13-2. I'll be back. All right, pitching change has been made by the Blue Devils. Caleb Reed from Olathe, Kansas. He has a 1-0 record with a 0 ERA with 11 innings pitched. Goodshield, Edwards, and Flores. And Goodshield takes one in the back. So a hit by a pitch in the small of the back, those don't feel good. That's going to bring up Edwards. Edwards has reached on a base on balls and struck out. He is the designated hitter, and he'll be up there with nobody out and a runner at first base, giving him a little bit of time to walk that off. Quentin Edwards will step in. He's the designated hitter. That misses a little bit low and inside. 1-0 the count. Swing and a miss of that pitch, so 1-1 the count now. On the designated hitter, Quentin Edwards. Swing and a tip into the glove of Santiago. So 1-2 the count now. There's a ball hit up the middle. And Golbeck gloves it way back behind the bag, tries to toss it to Basler, and it just doesn't work out to get it done, basically because it's an infield hit by Edwards. It was deep behind second base. So that's going to bring up Flores. Flores has a base hit and a fly out to left field. He's up there with 2 on and nobody out. There's a ball headed into the gap in right center. And that's going to be a home run, a 3-run home run by Flores. Into left center. So that makes it 13-5. That at least gets the 10-run rule off for the time being. They were in jeopardy of that until that home run. So Reed gives up a base on hit by pitch, then a base hit, then a 3-run home run by Flores. That's going to bring up Taylor. Taylor has a base hit and a ground out. Curveball in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Santiago behind the plate. Backhands that one. It kicked out front. Swing and a miss of that pitch. So 1-1 the count. Outside and in the dirt. 2-1 the count. 13-5 after that 3-run home run by Javier Flores. There's a ball headed to deep center field going back. Take a look at that, and as it is Kern. So 1 out now, and that's going to bring up Edwin Lemus, the catcher. He's had a double and a strikeout. He'll step in with 1 out and nobody on. Nolan the fourth, Kern and Dirks across the outfield. Mervosh, Goldbeck, Basler, Amway, in left field would be Levi Martin. That's outside. Want to know the count? There's a ground ball off the foot. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Lemus took that one off the foot. We'll see if he's able to walk that off or not. Caleb Reed on in relief of Johnson and Deere. Deere went 2 innings. Johnson went 3. And Reed on in relief. Bottom of the 6th inning action. Until that 3-run home run by Flores, the Cardinals were in jeopardy of being spread by the next inning if things stayed the same, but the 3-run home run by Flores has taken that away. There's a foul ball backing out of play, 1-2 the count. Just a little bit outside. 2-2 the count. A high fly ball to center field, going back toward the fence is Kern, and comes back to make the catch. So after the 3 home run, a couple of fly balls to Kern in center field, that's going to bring up Juan Cabrera, the left fielder. He's grounded out once to Basler at second, once to Goldbeck at shortstop. He's up there with 2 outs and nobody on, swings through that first pitch. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss of that pitch, had him fooled and chasing one outside. Nicely done. Breaking ball by Caleb Reed. He's from Olathe, Kansas. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So the Cardinals get 3 runs on 2 hits. Makes it 13-5. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Blue Devils leading by 8. Top of the 7th inning action. Trey Freeman on to catch for the Cardinals. Lemus took that ball off the leg. There's a strike on the outside corner. Woida, Patterson, and Santiago scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Their lead has been cut to 8. That's inside and all the way back to the screen. One ball, one strike to Woida. He's reached on a base on balls, been hit by a pitch and popped out once to short and once to right field. There's a ground ball to the first baseman. He's going to grab it with the backhand and step on the bag. So Santiago with the 3 unassisted out at first. That'll bring up Brady Patterson. Patterson has a home run, a line out, a ground out, and a strikeout. 1 for 4 so far on the day. That misses for a ball. Thornton back on for another inning of work. That misses outside. 2-0 the count on the designated hitter Brady Patterson. That's outside. There's a strike inside corner at the waist. 3-1 the count. Blue Devils 13 runs on 12 hits. Cardinals 5 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. There's a pop-up on the right side. Floyd going to come in and take call over that and takes care of it. That'll bring up Santiago. Santiago has 2 home runs, a line out, and reached on an error. Home run in the first was from the right side. Home run in the 6th was on the left side. 2 outs. That ball's inside. 1-0 the count. On the catcher, Frankie Santiago. It's outside 3. 2-0 the count. Turns on that one and whistles it foul. So 2-1 the count. Santiago in tight on the plate. It's outside 3-1 the count now. That's ball 4 to Santiago. So a 2-out walk. That's going to bring up Marcus Dirks. Dirks been called out on strikes, been out on pop-ups, once to the infield, once to the outfield. And his third at-bat was a 2-run home run to right field. Ball's inside. 1-0 the count. Stays up high. 2-0 the count. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first is Santiago. That ball hit it into left field. So a base hit for Dirks. Took it the other way, slapped it right on a line to in front of Cabrera. That's going to bring up Levi Martin. Martin was called out on strikes. His pinch hit attempt in the 6th. That's outside, nicely blocked by Freeman. 1-0 the count. On the left fielder, Levi Martin came in to pinch hit last inning for Nolan the 4th. Sails just a little bit low for ball 2. There's a strike called on the outside corner at the knees, 2-1 the count. There's a strike outside half of the plate right through there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It's a high fly ball to center field. Coming hard is Taylor, and he takes care of that. So the Blue Devils get no runs on 1 hit. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Blue Devils leading 13-5. All right, Caleb Reed back for another inning of work. There's a little check swing. Basler's going to come get that and underhanded over to Voida for the out of Gabriel Vieira. So back to the top of the order. Santiago, he came in to pinch hit in the fifth. He got a base hit. He's been playing first base since. In the dirt, 1-0 the count. Will Jerry Santiago, I believe. 2-0 the count on him. Will Jerry Santiago at first base now, hitting his second time. Ball's outside, 3-0 the count on him. He had a base hit to right field during his pinch hit at bat. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. Comes the 3-1. That's ball 4. So a 1-out walk to Santiago. It's going to bring up Brandon Floyd, the second baseman. He's popped out, grounded out, and struck out. He'll step in with 1 out and a runner at first base in Santiago after the 1-out walk. Is that a foul ball? Over to the feet of the on-deck hitter, Goodshield. Owen won the count on the second baseman. There's a strike right through there. Right down the heart of the plate at the belt, 0-2 the count. Overthrew a bit there. Outside 1-2. 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning action. 9 inning scheduled game. Blue Devils took the first one. It's outside 2-2 the count. Blue Devils took the first one 5-1. They took the first 2 on Thursday in KCK, so the Blue Devils going for the sweep here. 13-5 the score. There's a high fly ball to left center. Brady Kern is gliding over to take care of that, and Santiago goes back to first. So that's going to bring up Goodshield. Goodshield has struck out, hit a soft line drive out into shallow center field that Goldbeck took care of, and then he was hit by a pitch. So 2 outs and 1 on, fouls that back to the screen. Does Noah Goodshield, the shortstop. Breaking ball right through there. First strike, 2-0-2 the count. Runner at first is Santiago. And a swing and a miss of the heater there, so no runs on no hits. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Blue Devils leading 13-5. All right. To the top of the 8th inning we go. Kern, Basler, and Golbeck scheduled up. There's a strike right through there. Oh, and 1 the count. In the dirt. 1-1 the count. On Brady Kern, he's had a base hit, called out on strikes, and since then a couple of walks. There's a strike called on the outside corner. 1-2 the count. Brady thought that was a little bit outside. Nonetheless, 1-2 on the called strike. Fouls that one into the fence. One ball, 2 strikes now on the center fielder, Brady Kern. It's in the dirt. 2-2 the count. That's up a bit. 3-2 the count. The ball hit it at the shortstop, Good Shield. He's up with it and over to Santiago for the 6-3 first out of the inning. Back to the top of the order, Peyton Basler. Basler has a walk, a strikeout, a couple of home runs, counting for 4 RBI and a base hit. Turns on that one and fouls it away down by Coach Sharp. 0-1 the count. Now foul ball down the third base line and out of play, so quickly 0-2 the count on the second baseman, Peyton Basler. Down a little bit low, 1-2 the count. That's outside for ball 2, 2-2 the count. That ball's behind him. Braced himself to get hit, and it was way behind him. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Blue Devils 13 runs on 13 hits. Cardinals 5 runs on 6 hits. So ball hit it into center field. On the run to take care of that is Taylor for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Gary Golbeck. Golbeck has 2 base hits and 3 hit by pitch in this second game. The first game he had 2 singles, a double, and a home run. There's a strike called 0-1 the count. Started the day as the highest batting average in the nation for the junior college. There's a ball hit to left field. That's going to be sized up by Cabrera, and he's got it for the third out of the inning. So 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Blue Devils leading 13-5. To the bottom half of the 8th inning we go. Blue Devils make a pitching change. Gavin Killian from Hughesville, Missouri. He has a 1-0 record and a 3.24 ERA. Edwards, Flores, and Taylor scheduled up for the Labette Cardinals. Swing and a miss of that first pitch to Edwards. He's reached on a base on balls, struck out, and had a base hit his last time up. 0-1 the count on him. That misses a little bit inside, 1-1 the count. Blue Devils leading 13-5. 9 innings scheduled game, bottom of the 8th inning action. Breaking ball in the dirt. Two and one the count on the designated hitter, Quentin Edwards. Misses inside, 3-1 the count. That's ball 4. So a leadoff walk issued to Edwards. That's going to bring up Javier Flores, the right fielder. He's had a base hit, a fly out to left field, and a 3-run home run in the 6th inning. That 3-run home run is the only thing that has kept this game from not being over with by the spread rule. That's down low for ball 1, 1-0 the count. There's a breaking ball through there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Comes the 1-1, and that's way outside. Runner's headed to second. So the runner's going to move up on a pass ball. Two and one the count on Flores. bit low. 3-1 the count. It's a high fly ball to right field. Dirks has the ball and no tag by Edwards at second. So a fly out to right field for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Connor Taylor. Taylor has a base hit, a ground out, and a fly out. He'll be up there with 1 out and 1 on. Way outside. Want to know the count on Connor Taylor, the center fielder? It was a foul ball. Taylor was the pitcher in the first game for the Cardinals. Come back and play in center field in the second game. He's at the plate, 1 for 3 in this second game thus far. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. In the dirt, nicely blocked by Santiago. Comes the 2-1. There's a ball headed into center field and can't quite make the play is Kern. So that's going to be an RBI base hit by Taylor into center field. And that's going to bring up number 18, which is Trey Freeman, I believe. Yes, Trey Freeman. He came in to play defense last inning. First pitch to him is outside. So 13-6 now the score. There's a strike. Foul ball back to the screen. Gavin Killian on the mound. 1-2 the count on the catcher, Trey Freeman. He came in after Lemus took a ball off of his foot while hitting. That's down low. So 2-2 the count. So Lemus with a self-inflicted foul ball ended up prompting them to bring in Trey Freeman. He's at the plate. 2-2 the count. That's down low. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at first base. 1 run in the inning. Throw over to first. Nothing going on over there. The Cardinals with 2 in the second, 3 in the sixth, and 1 so far here in the 8th. There's a ball foul. 3-2 the count. Martin, Kern, Dirks across the outfield. Mervosh, Golbeck, Basler, Woida across the infield. Santiago behind the plate. Deere, then Johnson, then Reed, and now Killian on the mound. There's ball 4. So that'll bring up Cabrera. get a visit to the mound. We'll see if there's a pitching change, maybe just buying a little time. Santiago's going out to talk to him. We'll take a short break. We'll be back. All right, Cabrera will step in. 1 out, runners at first and second. There's a strike called. Cabrera squares to bunt. Pulls it back. He's grounded out twice and struck out once. 0-1 the count on Juan Cabrera, the left fielder. It's a foul ball out of play. So 0-2 the count now. 1 out. Killian on the mound. That's outside. 1-2 the count. Killian from Hughesville, Missouri. 1-2 the count. Another breaking ball outside. So 2-2 the count. It's a foul ball. So we'll do the 2-2 again. Bottom of the 8th inning action. Runners at first and second, 1 out. There's a high chopper at Mervosh. He's going to step on the bag. And the 5 unassisted over to Wada for the double play. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Blue Devils leading 13-6 after 1 run on 1 hit for the Cardinals. All right, Jaden Thornton back for another inning of work. Mervosh, Woida, and Patterson scheduled up. There's a strike called on Mervosh. Top of the 9th inning action, Blue Devils leading by 7. Mervosh is 2 for 4 with a walk and a couple of base hits. There's another base hit right back up the middle. So Mervosh with the leadoff hit. That's going to bring up Woida. Woida's been reached on a walk, a hit by pitch, couple of pop outs, and a Hard ground ball at the first baseman, 3 unassisted. So 0 for 3 in this second game. That's low and outside. Mervosh had a notion to hit off as that ball popped away from Freeman a little bit, but thought better and went back. 1-0 the count on Jace Woida. It's outside. 2-0 the count. There's a ball headed deep to right. That may be out of here. And it is clear up on the road. So a 2-run home run by Woida. And that's going to make it 15-6. So Woida hit a line shot out of here for a 2-run home run. That'll bring up Patterson. Patterson is 1 for 5 so far on the day with a home run. Line out, a ground out, a strikeout, and a pop out. That's in the dirt. 1-0 the count on the designated hitter, Brady Patterson. It's outside, 2-0 the count. That's ball 3, 3-0 the count. There's a strike outside part of the plate at the knees. There's a strike right through there, same spot. 3-2 the count now. Base hit by Mervosh, home run by Woida. 3-2 the count here. There's a swing and a miss for the strikeout. It's going to bring up Frankie Santiago, the catcher of the second game. He's 2 for 4 with a walk and a couple of home runs in this one. One from each side of the plate. Fouls that one back. 0-1 the count. There's a ball headed into right field. Over to take care of that is Flores for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Dirks. Dirks is 2 for 5 on the day. Home run for 2 RBI and then a base hit. There's a strike, catches the outside corner at the waist. 0-1 the count on the right fielder, Marcus Dirks. Breaking ball in the dirt, 1-1 the count. There's a strike, catches the outside corner at the knees. One and two the count. Swing and a miss. Going to have to throw it down to record the out, and they do. So 2 runs on 2 hits. We go to the bottom half of the 9th inning with the Blue Devils leading 15-6. There, the strike is called. Bottom of the ninth inning action. Blue Devils leading 15-6. I believe that to be Tanner Pachorik. There's a high fly ball to deep left field. And Kern with the catch over by the fence. So a great play by Brady Kern. Diving play at the fence. I believe Tanner Pachorik is in right field. It's going to bring up Santiago. He's up there with one out. There's breaking balls outside. So 15-6 lead for the Blue Devils. Bottom of the ninth inning action. There's a ball deep but foul. That's outside. 2-1 the count. That's up high. Three and one the count, so ball forward to Santiago. He's had a base hit and 2 walks since he came in the game for Mac. That's going to bring up Floyd, the second baseman. Floyd is 0 for 4 in this one. A couple of pop-outs, a ground out, and a strikeout. He'll be up there with 1 out and 1 on. Nicely blocked there by Santiago. Swing and a miss of that fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Blue Devils 2 outs away from completing the sweep of the Labette Cardinals. It's a ground ball. And the double play, the ball off the pitcher, Killian, and Golbeck grabs it, steps on the bag, and over to first base for the out. So 15 runs on 15 hits for the Blue Devils, 6 runs on 7 hits for the Cardinals, and the Blue Devils finish the sweep 15-6 in this last game. Thanks for joining me. If you'd like to make a donation, go to 4ts.com. There's a donation page there. Any donations go strictly for the broadcast of the Blue Devils baseball. At KCK on Tuesday against Metropolitan Community College. Then Thursday we travel down to Arc City to play Cali in 2 games on Thursday. And then Saturday back to KCK for the final 4 games of the Cali series. Cali versus the Blue Devils this next conference time. So that's it for today. The Blue Devils finish the sweep. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Be safe going home. Thank you.